This short tutorial is going to show you a way of working with multi-audio channel clips to make editing slightly easier. Okay, so if we just click on this clip which I have here, you can see in the preview window that it's got 4 mono channels built into the file. Now, if you drag this onto the timeline as is, you'll end up with 4 tracks on here, which is great. You can have full control over those. However, if you then say drag another clip in, I know this is the same one, but let's just assume it's a different one, you get this problem where the clip's all over the place and you've got potentially another 4 channels. You might want these to be underneath and mix them, etc. So it's not an ideal workflow. It becomes a very messy timeline. So it'd be really nice if we didn't have to do that. So what we can do is right click on the clip in the bin and modify audio channels, and you'll see that the preset normally used is from the file. So whatever format is laid out in the file will be what gets displayed here. We're going to override this. We're going to change that to be mono, and we want a single track, and you'll notice that all those tracks vanish, but don't worry, you have full access to these throughout the entire edit. Make sure the channel format sets to mono, and then here you can select your default track for this particular clip, and I'm going to assume channel 1 is my boom. So click OK. Now when you drag this to the timeline, there we go, that's exactly what I expect, and we can drag another clip in and do the same thing, and there we've got that kind of editing, typical kind of edit workflow, so you can do that kind of thing. Just undo that. Right, so later on in the edit, if you decide that actually I didn't quite like this clip, I really wanted to access the lav mic on channel 3, right click, go to audio channels, this is on the timeline clip, and simply select it from that source channel. That's all the channels are actually in the file. This is just a way of selecting them, but if you notice, you then don't get a cluttered timeline. The other use case here, of course, is if you actually wanted a mixture of audio tracks, you just alt click and then alt copy, or just drag it down, and then you can right click the copy and change that one's audio track to be, let's say this one's on channel 1. So you've got a channel 3 and a channel 1. So now you've got those 2. And then just one final stage, just right click, select them all, right click and group them just so that they all stay together. And that's pretty much the end of this tutorial.